Wheel alignment has been done.
She's looking clean.
That one is your job.
No. No. Oh man. We're gonna be replacing it with this.
Because your English is better than mine.
I want to do a price breakdown, but I want to tell you a little bit about why I've not been posting recently. So guys, welcome back. We're back with another one and we're picking up exactly where I left off on my busted, well hopefully it's not going to be busted much longer, because I'm back down to see Akil and he's had the Range Rover Evoque for a few days. Let's go see what he's done. Hold on guys, I need to tell you about today's channel sponsors. As you can see, this is where all the work goes down here at Salvage Nation. But here in the editing suite is where all of that work gets converted for what you're watching right now. And that's where today's sponsors come in. This video is sponsored by FlexiSpot. FlexiSpot provides ergonomic, functional, and smart tables, and they allow me to bring you all this content. Check this out. I spend more time sat in front of a computer editing videos than I do actually working on cars, and sometimes it takes a toll on my back, it's tiring, and it can be a bit uncomfortable. So when I was looking for a solution, that's where FlexiSpot came in. This is their new E7L premium corner desk, but this is so much more than just your average desk. If I press a button right here on this digital screen, I can go from a standing position all the way down to a seating position and everything in between. You can program it, it's got a memory function, and I told them that because I'm sat here for hours, guys, I edit all my videos and I'm sat here for hours and hours, I wanted to have a second screen so that I can monitor my CCTV camera so I can see if anyone's outside, etc, etc. And they sent me out their flexi arm to go with the table. Guys, I'm a big boy and this is lifting me all the way up to the highest point with a breeze. Imagine if you've got an engine, a gearbox, or any component from a car which is super heavy. That's the reason why I'm setting up a second table in the garage. So guys, you've seen the lifting capacity, but another key feature about this desk is this desktop is actually customizable, is interchangeable, because all the magic is in the base. And FlexiSpot has set this table up that you can go ahead and you can customize it. So I've got a future plan of removing this wooden desktop, and I'm gonna be making a custom resin desktop filled with car parts and other bits and bobs from all my previous builds. Anything that means something to me, I'm gonna be encasing it in resin. It's got a high power output USB port, so if you're sat with your phone, you're doing a bit of work, you can charge your phone or you can charge any other USB device directly from the table. So guys, I wanna give a massive thank you to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video. There's tons of products on the FlexiSpot website to transform your office, your garage, or just your home. If you wanna grab one of these tables or any one of their other tables, click the link down below, head over to their website, use the discount code on the screen, and you'll be getting a nice little discount. So don't forget to check them out. With all of that said, let's roll on with the video. So just as we pulled up, Akil was sat in the car. He had to finish up a few bits, so I'm taking you lot along for the ride. As you can see here at the new Eagles garage, he's always got crazy projects on the go. I showed you this car in the last episode. He'd done some more work on that. And a few of you guys were asking about what BMW I was driving. That's Akil's 5 Series. Yeah, buddy, she's looking clean. Oh man, I'm happy with that.
Fix no.
No, you need to do that one, man. Fix.
So if you remember, we had an issue with the center screen on the speedo clock not working. I actually purchased the replacement one, but it needed coding, but Akil reckoned he could just swap the screen and let's see if it works. So as you just saw, swapping over the screen didn't work. I have to come back to that at a later point in the video. But for now, it's time to regas the AC, because when I sell this car, I want all functions to be working.
Too cold, isn't it?
Yeah, man. I sure don't.
AC's working properly
Yeah.
now.
No, it's all right. You know that clinking, not clinking, but that vibration noise.
Yeah.
When you do full turn.
Yeah.
You remember you replaced some suspension arms in the back, and always on 4x4 system, when you do any replacement adjustment arms, they need wheel alignment.
Yeah.
Because the car is recognizing like sliding.
Yeah.
And they activate straight away 4x4.
Yeah.
That's why they vibrated like the.
Yeah.
But now since the wheel alignment has been done, everything has come out green.
Yeah.
You understand? The angles, cambers, everything is alright. Now the noise has disappeared.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a good drive. I got a 2.5 hour drive. It should be good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely. The other rest, as you can see.
And how about the engine? The oil stuff?
I done. Listen, Mario, always on these cars, you have to be careful, look after with service.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Every maximum 8,000 mileage, drain that oil, put new oil.
Yeah.
You understand? Because it's, let's say, sensitive.
Yeah.
They need oil replaced. If you do service on time, it's gonna go.
As long as you look after the engine will look after itself.
Not just this one, but all the engines. If you look after, they never had issue.
Yeah.
But if you, some of the garages, you know, it's come.
Yeah.
They fill up the paperwork. Here we go, brother. Give me money.
Yeah.
And never been done. We haven't that experience. We see many times, you know.
Thank you.
But now it sounds good, you know. And the oil, it was very bad.
Yeah.
Now it sounds good. I can see the engine is running very smooth. No noise, no nothing.
Perfect. I saw you. We tried to do the screen, but it's not working. So I'll get that new screen programmed. And
that one is your job.
Yeah. No worries, brother.
Because your English is better than mine.
All right, man.
So just over a week ago, I picked up this car from the auctions. It was looking an absolute mess. We got to the bottom of the issue. I reassembled the front end. I replaced some suspension components. Akil did his magic, and this is what I'm left with. This is a 65 plate Range Rover Evoque HSC TD4. It's got full service history, not one, not two, but 3 keys, and I'm still way under budget.
So guys, that's it. The Range Rover's driving again. It's fixed up, AC's working, super cold. I've got one more stop before we get back and clean everything up. So guys, I thought I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I've come to see this guy again.
Hello.
Tom from Specialized Engineering to pick up this bad boy. Have a look at this thing. Tom, nah man, guys, if you saw this looks like an absolute rust bucket. Tom, what have you done?
Wow, it's all been stripped down, everything cleaned, every nut and bolt.
Nah, it looks brand new.
We managed to keep 95% of the parts. Everything I could keep, I would keep.
Yeah.
A couple of little bits have had to change. Thermostat was knackered, water pump was knackered, so unfortunately we did have to change them.
Okay.
Other than that, just new gaskets, fresh paint, and a good old clean up.
Happy days, happy days. I'm very happy. So yeah guys, stay tuned. I'm going to be dropping a new video on the Mini very soon. Classic Mini SPI 1.3, but it's time to get this into the Range Rover and I'm going to head back. So guys, that's it. Complete engine in the box. Look at that, ready to go. All the way back down to the South Coast.
After a few hours, I pulled up at the SN garage, and as you can see, it's gone from blue sunny skies to grey, wet and windy. However, look at these 2 beauties, and when I tell you the total price of what this new white Range Rover cost, it's going to be very interesting. I think this is going to be a very good money maker, but I want you to tell me what you think.
Alright guys, so there you have it. Have a look at this beauty next to this beauty. Both these cars have come together really nicely, and I said it in the previous episode, I was hoping that lightning actually struck twice, and it did, because this thing drove amazing. However, I am waiting for this little trim to come in the post, and there's a tiny little trim there. Those are quite minimal, and we've still got this issue on the interior where this central screen is no longer working. I'm told that that's a common problem. I've actually purchased a replacement one, and you saw that we stripped this down. I swapped the screen, but I just spoke to Ozzy on the phone. Ozzy was here on that car. He's a Range Rover specialist, and he told me that the issue is not the screen itself. There's a chip on the board on the internals of the screen that normally goes. So he told me to reassemble this. He's going to be down and he's going to reprogram it. So whilst I wait for Ozzy to come down, I'll get that all back together. I've actually got a delivery right there for that car. It's actually a game changer. Check this out. I wanted one of these for so long. Just like the 2023-24 models, everything has become digitized, and this bad boy replaces all of this. So all of these buttons are gonna go completely, and we're gonna be replacing it with this. It's gonna look sick. I can't wait to show you. I can't wait to get it fitted. So I'm gonna shut up, I'm gonna put you down and get it in.
So these are what the 2018 heater controls look like, and after my little modification, this is my new heating control screen. It looks absolutely slick. It's fitted in there nice and smoothly. It's condensed all the physical buttons into this lovely ergonomic digital screen, and I think this is a massive upgrade on what was there before. In the salvage game, it's all about adding value, and I think if someone saw this and another car, and both cars checked out, but you saw this one and it had this screen, it might just sway their mind to purchase this car off me.
Do you prefer that or do you prefer this? I know which one I prefer.
Later on that evening, I got a call from Ozzy. He was on the way. He turned up and he had to do some programming on that little screen in the instrument cluster, and he was finally able to get this screen working. And as you can see here, that is a sight to behold. With all of that done, all I had to do is reassemble the engine bay, reassemble some plastics on the interior, and give the car a nice clean, and this car should be up for sale. This car is ready to be sold. Full service history, 3 keys, HPI clear. How much do you think I can make on this car? Let's break down the numbers.
So guys, it's been raining here in the UK. It's been raining non-stop for the last few days. So I want to do a price breakdown. Normally I'll be outside of the car, but I thought for this one, it's raining, let's go for a little drive and I'll break down exactly what it costs. Like, trust me, what I've paid for this car is not a lot, but I want to tell you a little bit about why I've not been posting recently. I've been going through it, man. I've been going through it. But anyway, we'll get to that later on. Let's go for a little drive. The winning bid was only just over 5 grand, which was an absolute steal. When I saw that, believe me, I was super happy. I paid $270 to get the car delivered. That's another thing, I'm paying a lot more to get the cars delivered down to the south coast. So that's one of the drawbacks about moving all the way down here. I called in a favor with my guy Akil. Akil looked after me. It was literally just spraying the front bumper. He looked after me on that. He was able to do a repair on the front bumper. He done a service, oil, changed all the filters. He checked the glow plugs. The glow plugs were all good. So yeah, like AC's just kicked in. It's super cold. Everything is working on the car as it should. So I ended up paying Akil in total for a service. He sorted out the front bumper for me, like I said. Service, tracking, AC gas, and a few other little bits and bobs. I paid him 240 quid, which is literally is nothing. So yeah, we paid that. I paid Ozzy 120 to program the cluster. I'll be doing an MOT and just other little bits and bobs like cleaning products that I bought for the mold and petrol to get around. So this is a rough estimate. I'd say about 6,400 for a 2016 Range Rover Evoque HSC TD4, which is, I'm told, the top model, but I'm sure one of you guys are going to disagree with me, but it's one of the top models at the time when this car came out. 4-wheel drive, it drives really, really nicely, drives smoothly. It's only got 72k on the clock. I've actually checked the service history and the timing chain has been done. It's got full service history and it's actually got a Euro 6 engine, so if someone from London wanted to buy it, it will be safe and you wouldn't have to pay ULEZ, etc, etc. So that's the total spend on this car. Sorry, just being a bit courteous. So yeah, here we are. I'm trying to take it onto a little off-road. You press your foot down. Whee! Yeah, she's spicy. A lovely little car, and this is where we're going to wrap up that portion of the video. But I still want to talk to you guys and let you guys know. I think you deserve to know. I just want to let you know why I've not posted in about 3 weeks, and like even just making this video has taken a lot to make this video. Believe me, it's taken a lot. So guys, when I dropped episode 1 on this car, I was in good spirits and everything was good in the world of D and Salvage Nation, etc, etc. And the last 3 weeks, it's just been hell. If you guys know, if you're OG on the channel, I introduced my newborn baby just around the time when I started this channel, and yeah, everything was all good. But starting this channel, working long hours and being at the garage a lot of the time, it's caused a lot of problems at home, and yeah, I thought I found the balance. I thought I had a nice balance. I was being told that it's all right, everything's all good. But recently, I've been spending, I'd say the last couple of weeks, and it's not a lot, but it's caused massive issues. So I've been spending a lot of time in the garage. I've been working till about midnight, and yeah, coming home. And by the time I come home, you know, my little one's obviously asleep, and his mum's asleep, and everyone's, you know, I come home at midnight, I'm turning on the microwave, heating up my dinner, I'm making a lot of noise, lights are on, etc, etc. And yeah, 3 weeks ago I just got a massive shock that she's not happy with what I'm doing, and she's leaving. And that was, if you're a dad, if you're watching this, you're a dad, especially with young kids, like that just knocked me. So I'm just letting you guys know this, because making videos at the moment is the last thing that's on my mind. Like even opening up the garage sometimes is the last thing that's on my mind. And it's been crap. It's been a bit crap. It's been very crap. So yeah, that's why I just wanted to share that with you. I'm not going to go into too much details, but I'm doing everything that I'm doing for my family. I'm doing everything that I'm doing to better myself. Like, I wasn't happy in the NHS, and obviously, you know, everyone is not going to see your dreams or my dreams. Even the people closest to you, they're not going to believe in your dream. They're not going to see your dream. And yeah, I've got big decisions to make. Is like, yeah, I'm at a bit of an impasse where I don't know what to do. So yeah, just leave me with it, and I'll try to get out some content. I'll try to get back onto posting content regularly. I've got so much, like, this video has been recorded for weeks. It's just like finalizing it. I've got sponsors emailing me every day. I've got people messaging me every day. What's happening with this? What's happening with that? What's doing this? What's doing that? Where have you been? What's going on with the M2? What's going on with this? The videos are there, guys. The videos are there. The raw materials have been filmed. Like, I've done so much work on the Golf. And yeah, the Golf, I remember I sprayed, we got the roof all fixed, we sprayed the car, we sprayed the bumpers, we were assembling everything on the Golf. The Golf is practically ready to go. And I remember I got home at midnight, and then the following morning just had this big old, what can you do? What can you do? I'm not gonna go into too much more detail, but yeah, I'm going through it. It's a crappy time right now. And anyway, I've told you the total amount that I've spent on this Range Rover. I'm going to stick it out for sale, try to recoup some money, and I'm going to be dropping some more content later on. So let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of the build. Let me know how much you think I can make on this car. Do you think it was a good investment? Do you think it was too risky? It was a massive risk, but it's looking like it's paying off. Fingers crossed I can get rid of this very soon. And I had a lot more planned, but yeah, I'm not gonna fake something. Yeah, I'm not in the right headspace to have lots of fun, and you know. So this is where we're gonna wrap up this video. So like I always say, keep it moving, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully very soon.